We're getting these pictures from Panjshir. What we're getting to know is that the resistance forces blew up a mountain in the area of the Danah after thousands of Taliban fighters entered Panjshir and they were trapped inside the valley, is what we're getting to know. These are the latest pictures that we're getting from the Panjshir valley. As per our reporters on the ground, thousands of Taliban fighters are trapped inside the valley after the resistance forces blew up a mountain. As per the latest statement of the Northern Alliance, the Taliban are surrounded in the Dasht-e-Rivat area and all their vehicles and equipments have been left behind because of the mountain blast. We will have reactions also on the phone. We will have experts joining us on the phone line to give us more perspective on what is happening there. Brigadier Ponwar is joining us on the phone line right now. Brigadier Ponwar, if we are seeing these pictures of how the Northern Alliance has sort of exploded a mountain and trapped the Taliban in the valley. When we see such pictures, we see that the Northern Alliance is on the front foot in Panjshir, in safeguarding their homeland. Your response on the fight that is taking place in Panjshir right now?
First and foremost, we all know that the strength lies on the heights of the mountains. The resistance strength lies on the height of the mountains. When we are on top, the people down below are very, very vulnerable. If you recall, when we are handling with the Chinese had done a couple of things, and then in the Pangong Tso, the southern side, we occupied the heights overnight, and that is what ended the so-called brushing aside the Chinese threat coming from their border personal meeting station towards Pangong. Because they said that this is one of the points the Chinese said, please vacate these posts, because they look into our valley. Now, Panjshir is in a similar situation, but here the valleys are narrow. And in the narrow valleys, the resistance forces have made permanent defenses on top. Now, the Taliban attacking force seems to have foolishly gone in the valley, and they have taken their vehicles, they have taken their people, instead of going to the ridge lines. That is how, if at all they had to attack, they should have gone along the ridge line, as we captured Tiger Hill many years ago. So they have entered a narrow valley, and it is said while defending mountains that even if you roll down stones, you'll be able to shut out the enemy. Right from cadet days, we are told these things. And here is an example where the Taliban forces were thinking that they'll attack and capture the Panjshir without catching the heights. They are now caught very badly. And as things are, resistance forces have rolled down stones and boulders. Now they are trapped and they'll keep firing with them. And I'm sure there'll be very heavy casualties on both men and equipment. They'll have to go back. It's not so simple to attack mountain tops. It requires a lot of effort. The ratio of attacking forces is almost 20, 1:20. If there is one man on the mountain, it requires 20 to go and capture him. So that's what I think, and we will look into it as things goes by. Now we got a night going, so let's see.
Yes.
God bless them.
Thank you very much, Brigadier Basant Ponwar, for joining us on the phone line. We have Lieutenant General Rakesh Sharma also on the phone, as we see these pictures of how resistance forces have trapped the Taliban in the valley. Lieutenant General Sharma, what is your first response on the developments that are taking place in Panjshir?
Well, you see, Northern Alliance is a very, very potent fighting force. Even in the earlier times, when Taliban was in control, was ruling Afghanistan, still they could not subjugate the Panjshir Valley or the Northern Alliance. So to that effect, they are at present, what has happened is that before I say about the incident, I would say that this Taliban, which has entered now the Panjshir Valley, is not the Taliban 1 or it's of yesteryears. It is Taliban 2, which is a very, very strong and a potent force with all the weapons which have been left behind by the American forces, and their morale is very, very high. They have also been supported by the likes of the ISI, the LET, etc., to come to power. So I feel they are a very, very strong force. But now coming to the incident, since you asked me the reaction, now more than, I would say, 200 to 300 Taliban fighters had entered the Panjshir Valley, and it is a kind of a guerrilla warfare that the Northern Alliance is specializing in, and they trapped them in a gorge kind of a mountain, and they blew up the mountainside, and hence everything collapsed onto them. There would have been, I'm very sure, numerous casualties to that effect, and after that there would be kind of a running amok by the Taliban people. So the advantage as of now goes to the Northern Alliance, and they would certainly this will be the second jolt to the Taliban forces, because first one was given a few days ago, wherein more than 100 Taliban fighters were killed, and now it may well be much more. So therefore, I would say that it is going to be a very tough resistance by the Northern Alliance, but ultimately, if the firepower and the other things which the Taliban is looking forward to, probably they may still continue and someday they may be able to overcome the Northern Alliance.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant General Rakesh Sharma, for joining us as we break this news of how resistance forces are cornering Taliban completely in the valley and getting a front foot in the war for Panjshir.